can hit that recording. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. My name is Andrew McCauley from Autopilot Your Business, and this is a blab about what's been going on, what's happening on social media, digital marketing. We try and give you the insights of the things that have happened and changed. Today's April Fool's Day. We're going to keep away from those interesting things that have changed as much as we can. So we'll make sure that we're not giving you false information. Of course, I'm joined by Will Hankey. Hey, Will.
How you doing, Andrew?
I am good. We have been on a little bit of a hiatus over the last couple of weeks. Had lots of things going on and that sort of thing, but we are back. Lots of information. In fact, I think today's episode is all about graphics and video. Pictures, images, all of those platforms seem to have updated themselves a lot in the last 10 days or so. So we're going to dig into that. What have you noticed over the last couple of days, Will?
Well, as you said, it's April Fool's Day, which kind of freaks me out a little bit. I want to be careful we're not, sharing something that really just isn't true. But, who knows? We might get tricked.
We may get tricked, but anyway. So we'll end in at the top of the hour. So we'll make sure we're going to end. So if you've got anything you want to add to our blab, you want to join us, we'd love you to join us. We've always got a spare seat open for people. If you've got some information you want to share, or just even ask some questions, or just share what you've discovered that's changed in the world of social and online marketing, we'd love you to jump in and join us. We're going to kick off with a couple of topics. Will, do you want to start us off with some of the topics, and we'll have a bit of a blab about those?
Yeah. So I think one of the big things with Instagram is the new 60-second videos that are out now, which is pretty cool. I think before that it was 15. Is that correct?
Yeah, 15-second videos. Now there's 60-second videos. What do you think is going to be the big change for people using Instagram with the 60-second videos?
Well, not a huge Instagram user, so I'm quite honestly not that sure about it. But maybe it's another play to get a little bit towards the Periscope deal and that kind of stuff. Just expanding that. Maybe reaching a different audience that way. So I did notice that I can drop a link in there. Check that out. It just shows up on the blab now. That's pretty neat.
Yes, we've been off blab for a few weeks, so that may have been around for a little while, but that looks pretty cool. I love that little feature. That's spicing up our little blab for sure. So there you go, 60-second videos. Instagram has been doing a lot of changes, actually. There's lots of talk about the timeline change. There's lots of talk about all sorts of different changes. What else on Instagram? Is there anything else that we got on Instagram today?
We do need to talk about the timeline change. I think they've adopted Twitter's approach to from a couple weeks ago, well, probably a little bit longer, about a month ago, maybe. Twitter added the option where you can opt in to see the most relevant things at the top instead of a pure descending order of tweets. So I think that was something you had to turn on, and I turned it on, and I kind of like it on Twitter. So Instagram is following suit.
I think, Facebook started it a long time ago. Obviously, they are the leaders in this sort of stuff. They're seeing what the reaction is, the engagement level. Twitter said, let's do it. And I think it makes sense. I follow a lot of people on Instagram. I'm on Instagram every day now. I'm really getting into Instagram. I love it. But I've got people that I'd prefer to follow, and then others that I'm like, okay, I'm following you, but I don't need to see your images every day because maybe they're not that relevant to me. It's nice to follow. Maybe they're friends or friends of friends and that sort of stuff. And I follow them and give them some love and but I don't need to see their stuff every day. So I think it's a good move. I think it's going to be a good move for people. But one of the things that's popped up is that because of the algorithm change, you need to make sure you've turned on notifications for people. And there's a lot going on around that. I haven't dug into it a lot in the last 2 days. But I know that there's people out there, and a lot of the feeds right now are saying, hey, pointing up to the top saying, make sure you've got notifications turned on for me so that you can follow me regularly. So if you are a regular user of Instagram, you'll probably have seen that sort of thing pop up as well. And if you are a regular user of Instagram, let us know what you've noticed too in the last couple of days as well.
Yeah, I just posted up the link to Sue B. Zimmerman's terrific write-up all about the new changes on Instagram, including the timeline changes and the notifications. So Some really good information in there.
You know what it's reminding me of right now? It's that panic, when there's change and people are unsure what's going on. Remember when Gmail rolled out their 3 different boxes for promotional and social and stuff, and everyone's like, make sure if you use a Gmail, make sure you follow us or take us out of that folder of promotion and put us into your important box. I see that sort of same panic going on with Instagram, saying, "Whoa, make sure you don't miss out on me. You're going to lose me," and almost panic stations for people. So
right.
So that was a bit of a analogy that I saw today.
Yeah. The other thing about the 60-second Instagram videos, how is that going to affect people who are marketing? Different things. They've got 4 times the amount of time now to market something on their channel. So it's going to be interesting to see how that changes.
Yeah, it's going to be. And, of course, they rolled out the view count as well a couple of weeks ago. So now you can see how many people have viewed the videos as well, too. So it'd be interesting to see. I don't think there's metrics for the length of time like YouTube shows, how long people have watched that video for and when they drop off. It'll be interesting to see if any analytics come out from that, because, if you're spending time making a video and people are dropping off after 10 seconds and you've got another 50 seconds of content that you're trying to tell people the important message and there's nobody watching that would be important to know. So I wonder if, and I hope they bring out analytics soon one day so we can look at that stuff too.
I would assume they would. They're owned by a fairly large company, so they've probably got the budget to build that.
Yeah, probably got a budget there somewhere along the way. All right, what else we got? And by the way, if you want to add anything to this call, just you can either type it in the chat or jump on and be on with us.
Yep, we've got an open seat there. Snapchat launches Chat 2.0 to help improve communications between your friends. So not a big Snapchat guy either. Boy, I'm just not doing anything, am I?
Hey, this is Average Will. He doesn't know anything about social media, but he's on.
That's great.
Where we get the other stuff, he's the guru of all gurus. Snapchat, you know what? I'm here with you. I'm not a massive user. I know your daughter's into it, but from what I know, the Snapchat features, this whole communication thing that they've got is they're all you can now talk, chat, video between people. You can flick between each of those as well. There's just a big improvement on the Snapchat platform right now. And there's a couple of other things going on with Snapchat too. I know I've put something else down there too, but I just thought I'd mention it. I'm not going to give too much information, but if someone's on the call and they want to share their knowledge, that'd be good too. But just know that Snapchat is on the improve as well.
Yeah, the other one was that they've added a boatload of voice and video calling features, which I think you kind of mentioned. They also came out with all those crazy filters where you can add all kinds of stuff to your face, and those were probably a month or so ago now, but they're really gaining popularity if they haven't already in a lot of different markets.
I was at an 80th birthday the other week, 80, and some of the nieces and the grandkids were there, and they were pulling out their Snapchat, and they were showing me some features. Pretty cool. They're doing face swaps, which was quite funny, and I thought it's pretty cool technology these days of what's going on. I was looking through some phone photo apps this morning for different things, and it's just amazing what we can do now with free apps and free content. It's just go back 15 years, this stuff would be thousands of dollars.
Right.
So yeah,
I have seen some things lately too about Gary Vaynerchuk jumping on the Snapchat wagon, promoting that quite a bit now. So I can only see it gaining in popularity.
Yeah, I think it's on the rise. It's certainly going in the right direction.
Yeah. Let's see. Pinterest now has some how-to pins, which is pretty cool. So if you're confused about something or not sure, I use YouTube quite a bit for how-to related things. Mm-hmm. Especially around fixing a car or something in the house. So I definitely can see how Pinterest can gain some popularity with that as well.
Yeah, they gave what they do is they're giving you step-by-step video, step-by-step photo breakdowns of how to do something, and they've partnered it up with places like Home Depot. What else they got? Food.com for recipes and that sort of stuff. Marie Claire magazine, that sort of stuff. So they've got some interesting little step by step how to do a recipe or how to do a gym move or how to do an exercise program, as you said. So it's a good little addition to Pinterest as well.
Yeah, and I know some marketers who use Pinterest specifically for that, to put infographics, things like that up there. So this is just another way to reach more of the same kind of people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very cool. We have anything else on the Pinterest?
On the Pinterest, I don't think I've got anything on the Pinterest. I think we're done with the Pinterest. Oh, you know what? There was another report I did read actually that their ads are working very well. I need to check that out. Maybe I'll report that next week. But their revenue on their ads have gone through the roof, which is interesting.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're talking about promoted pins, things of that sort.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. Also see that Tumblr brought back some replies, and I've seen some other things around the internet about people that had turned off their comments in their WordPress blogs, and now they're considering turning them back on.
Really?
Things of that sort. So that's kind of an interesting thing that's going on as well. Post this Tumblr thing in there for everybody. So the fact that they're bringing back replies, I've never turned off my comments on my blog or anything, but kind of interesting that they had for a while.
Why? What's the reasoning behind them turning them back on?
Well, I mean, I never turned mine off because I think it's free content. I think it's free content. You know? Yeah. But I saw an article. I'll see if I can find it real quick and post it in there about people that had, a significant number of people who had turned off their comments.
Oh yeah, I know. I think Copyblogger was one of the ones leading the way.
Yeah, and now some of those guys are considering turning them back on. I guess they like the idea of free content, probably, right?
Well, I mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to hear about Nike's new shoes in your comments all the time.
No, but you know what? I've got a client who has a blog on. He sells mattresses, and he's got a blog called Top 10 Problems with Memory Foam.
Yep.
And that thing is like 160 comments on it. And every time that somebody comments on that, it's just more stuff about memory foam, and it's just building his website bigger and bigger without him having to put any effort into it. So I don't understand why people would turn them off, but I do remember the Copyblogger thing.
Hey, thanks for joining us, David. We've just this is your first day on Blab. It tells us welcome to Blab. Don't want to freak you out or stalk you. We're doing a Blab about all the stuff that's changing, all the things that have happened online, and if you want to jump in and jump on your first Blab, if this is your first Blab, or not sure if it is, but you want to jump in, just click on the open seat. We'll happily have you in here. We're having a chat. You don't have to know anything about what we're talking about. If you just want to jump in, you can do that too.
That would make three of us. I didn't know.
Oh, he's calling in.
Oh, good.
That's good. Are you accepting that? There we go.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
So, hey, David.
How are you guys?
How you doing?
Doing well.
Just putting on a headset so I can listen to you properly.
Welcome to Blab. Is this your first day, as it tells me?
No, I had a Blab yesterday that I excited about. We were actually hosting one talking about Apple versus FPI, and it was quite over 100 people turned up, so we were a bit overwhelmed.
Awesome. That's pretty cool. It's Blab's it's an interesting platform, and certainly you can get out there and talk to different people and that sort of stuff. So good one. Good one.
I was excited by your concept because this week has been probably one of the most elaborate I've actually witnessed in many, many decades.
Yeah, we do the show every week. We try and keep it to half an hour, and every week we fill up half an hour of just changes that are going on. And this week is especially busy. We probably could do 3 shows this week.
Could you really?
Yeah, lots going on, but we'll try and keep it on point. But basically, we're talking about the changes, things that are going, and
I'm trying to download this to my iPod circa 2007. So it's not something I want to encourage everybody to do because I can't do video on the bloody thing.
Great.
That's funny. Tell me how you've actually come across this, because it's fairly new, is it not, for you too?
No, we've been doing this show for about, how long? 4 or 5 months now.
Yeah, I'd say close to 6.
I saw it emerge about 9 months ago, but I just tried it and it crashed every time I played it.
Yeah, Blab. Blab's been around. Blab's been around for about 9 months, and we've both been on Blab for a fair while. But this particular show we're doing now has been around for about 6 months. Yeah. But we found that Blab on a mobile device was a little bit dodgy. It's getting better, but on a desktop it's a lot more stable. But as I said, it's getting better. It's sort of come out of the box pretty quick, and I think they were growing too fast at one stage.
That's what it was. Yeah, no, yeah. I realized that it needed something like an iMac minimum to play this properly, and it needs a bigger screen than a phone has, or even a tablet. So.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, so what is the topic from last week? I'm intrigued by. Do you actually keep these and send them along to people like me who want to see last week's and the week?
Yeah, we actually haven't done a Blab for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I think, Will, because we've had a whole bunch of things going on. We've got back into it, but usually where do we keep them? What's the web address that we keep these Blabs on?
I keep everything at redcanoemedia.com/whatthehellhappened.
Yep.
Okay.
So we do
I guess you can't record this, can you?
We can. We're recording it.
As I was hosting, I could yesterday, but
yeah.
So that's the only problem.
The host gets to record it, and then we can download or put it wherever we like, YouTube, put it on our own websites and that sort of stuff too.
Well, should we jump into some news about Periscope?
Yeah, let's do that. So, David, you can comment if you like, or just give us some insight to that.
I'll listen to you guys. It's your show.
Great.
Go ahead.
Good. Well,
yeah. There was a report that came out that Google's starting to build a YouTube Connect thing, kind of to start competing with Periscope, which is
really
interesting.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Google have had their Google Live stuff for a while, but and obviously their Hangouts and things, but they're obviously looking at this whole concept of streaming live from your cell or your mobile device and that sort of stuff, and they want to compete. I mean, they've been the video behemoths forever, and it makes sense for them to bring out something like that. It's going to be a bit of a cross between Periscope and Facebook Live.
But is it really similar? I think this is quite unique, if I may say so. I mean, it is unique. This is what this difference is, because there's a quad here.
Yeah.
It's like a quorum. When I started with IBM, I was told there really has to be 5 people in a group, or else you really don't have anything. You have a good idea, and 3 of us aren't enough, and 7 is too many, because it's the square of the number of people in the room that makes so it's 25 people maximum the human brain can handle simultaneously, because it's the square of 5. But the idea of 3 people like this all coming up with the same idea, I was told it should be 3 women and 2 men.
It's one of those things. It depends on what the topic is.
I joined IBM in '66. That seemed a bit weird because there weren't any women in the room at the time. We were all fledgling systems engineers. But I can see the reasoning, because you have 3 women. By the way, no fraternizing allowed with IBM. But you can imagine 3 women controlling the conversation.
Yeah.
And us guys saying, well, that's all bullshit, but no, I will listen to this lady. But it became not so much sexist, but it was truly, it worked. I did have a female boss, and she was the one that would do this so well. She could literally handle all 4 other people by, touching base, as we used to call it. And frankly, I don't think having 2,000 people all listening to the Dalai Lama makes sense, although I've been in that position on a Hangout. I think Google understood it to be a mass audience for downloading. YouTube replaces television. It's a downloading one-way medium.
Right.
Yeah, Periscope is the same way. It's usually one person doing the shooting or the recording. Usually they're recording themselves.
Yeah.
But I think the YouTube angle is obviously a pretty huge market, a pretty big audience out there.
Well, so Periscope.
They also came out.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to compare A to B to C to D here.
Between Periscope and YouTube?
And no, Periscope, Hangouts,
Blab.
YouTube, Netflix,
Essentially, they're all live streaming services. Periscope is a one-to-many sort of model where people can one person is the main focus. Blab can have up to 4 people in the square, as you can see. People can drop in and drop out as they go. Facebook Live is the one-to-many model. The YouTube one they're talking about is a one-to-many model too. So Blab is unique because it's got the 4 options like this, whereas the others are generally one person broadcasting to many people, although there is interaction available. So people who are listening and watching can interact back to that person who's streaming live. Unlike TV, if you're watching a live TV stream, it's all one way only, where the presenter is presenting stuff to the community, but nobody can ask the presenter anything. Nobody can give information back to the presenter. Whereas Periscope, this is the beauty of Periscope and Facebook Live and Mevi and Meerkat and all these other ones that are out there, is that you can communicate with the person who's doing the presentation, so that it doesn't matter where they are in the world. Someone in Africa can be videotaping themselves running through the jungle, and somebody in New York can say, "Hey, what's behind that tree?" So there's lots of cool innovations that are happening right now, and YouTube are just about to come out with something new. So we're going to watch this space for that one as well. So that's what's.
I was talking
now. Periscope just came out and said that they have 110 years of live video. If you were to watch every one of the Periscopes live from beginning to end.
110 years in a day.
Oh, gosh. I'm not sure we can all do that before we die. No.
And Periscope's only been up for, year and a half?
It was their year birthday 2 weeks ago, I think it was. So they've only been up for a year, and already they've taken off like that. And obviously, as we said, YouTube has said, "Hey, this is pretty cool. Let's launch something like that too, because we want a share of that. We want 110 years in our portfolio as well."
Yeah, and you also mentioned Facebook Live, which has started to launch to everybody now. So that's a whole nother platform, a whole nother audience that's going to really take on the streaming side of things too.
So how do you believe that they'll all survive, or is there going to be a shakeout and half a dozen at most?
There'll be a shakeout. Meerkat's already on the slide, and I think they're already changing their business model. I mean, they're an entire year old now. Mevi came out of the blocks in January this year, but then they've gone pretty quietly since then. I haven't heard much about Mevi at all. Facebook Live, to be honest with you, is not making the ripples that everyone thought it was making. I think Periscope's standing up to what that challenge was. So
definitely agree.
Periscope's still there. Blab are still there.
Right.
I mean, there can only be so much market space for a lot of this. And as people get used to it, I mean, it's still a new concept, live streaming. You speak to most people in the street, and they'll have no idea what live streaming is. So the take-up is, the take-up will happen. I don't think we've reached the tipping point yet, but pretty soon selfies will make way for live streaming is.
Right.
Yeah, Tim also jumped in on the chat and said that Periscope Lab, Hangouts, and the like are also being used to generate content for online courses, which is a very cool and different way to reach your same audience. I've seen somebody that was doing a book launch, host like an AMA kind of deal on Blab, to get any questions answered, with the whole idea that he was promoting his book. But pretty cool way to use the platform.
I think a new term should be created here. It's really a virtual collaborative. We're consistently talking about the same topic. Even though I had no idea this was your topic. I think you can jump in, as people are doing on the live chat, and make a case. And you think, my God, that guy's brilliant. Stick him in the fourth, and you have no idea who's going to turn up. It's the serendipity factor of this that I like. And suddenly it is a collaborative that you want to make some connection with next week as well. So it brings you into I don't see that with YouTube. I see us all watching 10,000 clips of
cats.
747 crashing, and you think, wait a minute,
right?
Who else is watching this, and why would I want to talk to him anyway? Because I don't have a death wish, but my father was a 747 pilot. That's why I'm listening. But it's why would you actually want to meet these guys? Why would you and I want to meet me? It's illogical, isn't it? I mean, amongst the 100
that community factor. it's a community factor where people want to hang out with people they know, like, and trust, and that are like them and have the same interest in them. There's lots of other blabs going on right now at this minute. But, you know, are you interested in every one of them? Probably not. So it's a matter of, well, what's
where to find them. That's the other thing. I mean, there's a bit of a mystery in Blab. You don't have a long list of things to do. If you do, where does it get curated?
On the homepage, you'll see a list of blabs that are on live right now. You can go and check in, jump in, and jump out. But you know, there's
you guys. So you know, if I want to be distracted and watch another screen, yeah, I could. But
yeah,
why would I do that?
No, I'm just saying that if you are looking for something to check out, Blab does have a list of things. You can go to their homepage and see who's live and now. But why would you want to leave us? Hey, why would you want to leave us?
I don't. I mean, once you've found a little team of people that you enjoy the company, you don't rush away, do you? It's like arriving in Starbucks and being all alone for 3 hours, and suddenly you two arrive and going, shit, this is amazing. Do you all want a coffee?
Well, listen,
let me buy you a cappuccino each. You know,
right?
That's the way you.
Well, listen, we need to cut it off. We want to make sure we stick to our half-hour show.
Yeah.
That's okay.
A couple of quick items.
Andrew, I think
Will.
Yeah, we got one thing. Google's Pinterest-like image search is finally hitting the desktop, which is pretty cool. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it's going to be very popular.
I haven't seen it either. I was looking for it. I'm on Pinterest images, Google Images every day, looking for different stuff, and I have not seen it on there yet either. So I'll be interested to see when that pops out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I think the last news article we got is that SoundCloud has launched paid subscription service.
Now that is a company I admire very much. The German guys are fabulous. This is a brilliant way to do things. SoundCloud. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they see what Spotify and
well, they've been doing it for free for a long time. It's time they made some money, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think it's a $9.99 a month sort of thing.
£9.99. Yeah, $9. I don't know. Is that fair? Is that high? Yeah, probably is.
It's probably a little high, but then
yeah, I think Pandora's around $6, $5 or $6 a month. Yeah. I think if you want to get the Pro,
the same price. So there's a magic $10 in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So $120 a year.
Yeah, it could be a little pricey, but then again, if you've got good content being released on SoundCloud only, I don't know.
SoundCloud. I'm a real fan, and I saw it on day one, and it stuck with me as an ideal way. I was heavily involved in the music industry, so it showed the opportunity that starving artists can actually make some money.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested in that. Yeah. So you curate all these things over the week, and roll them out on a Friday.
We put them all together. We sort of go through our reading list. I guess I'm pretty sure Will's the same, but I'll probably read lots and lots of blogs for different things on online stuff. And part of my business is to keep up with what's going on. So we curate it, put it all together on a Google Doc, and we share our Google Doc and say, well, this is the changes that have happened in the last 7 days, pretty much. And as I said, we can fill up a half-hour show every week with things that have happened and changed.
You know, Andrew, have you seen the mobile app called Flipboard?
Yep.
I really like that. I use that a lot now for finding quick articles. You know, you can just flip right on through it. It's I think that they came out recently with some updates in order to start competing against Apple News.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which is gaining a lot of popularity. Obviously, only on Apple devices.
Yeah.
There's some really good news aggregating apps out there. Even sometimes Twitter Moments can be good, but I'll use a Feedly reader and I'll go and look at the blogs that I'm interested in, and then they'll send me their content via an RSS feeder. I'll go through that, and when I've found what I'm looking for, I'll send it over to my little Pocket, and my Pocket app stores all the information that I need for the show. So when we come time to the show this morning, I open up my Pocket and I'll just go bang, bang, bang. There's the 10 items we need to speak about because they're all curated in one spot. I don't have to go searching through reams and reams of blog posts and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Makes it pretty easy and pretty simple. It literally, Will, you saw me put on those 10 items this morning, probably 4 minutes. It took me to punch the 10 items in because I've already done the research as you go.
So you almost have a spot just directly off that Flipboard. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Yep. So
how do you keep up with the guys on the right? Tim Stafford, for example, joined us.
Oh, we just keep an eye on the chat rolling through. You know, if you're speaking, Will's speaking.
Right, just like you did me.
Yep.
So you catch everybody coming in. That's pretty clever. I'm not able to read that fast, but it was rolling in crazy yesterday. We all went, stop.
Yeah, if you've got a situation like that, sometimes it's good to have someone just on the sides answering the questions, or keeping it focused, because otherwise
you did a secretary. It wasn't just somebody to sit on my lap. I realized somebody has to be.
So yeah, same with Periscope. Some of these live streaming apps too. You know, if you've got a lot of followers on a Periscope app, for instance, and people are just piling out the questions, you really can't keep up either. So it can be a challenge, because the more people you got there, the more bandwidth. I've seen some Periscopes that would normally take 3 minutes to deliver a content piece. Takes them 15 minutes just to answer the questions about what they're doing and where they're at and who they're with. And that sort of stuff.
So how long have you been doing this?
This show, we've been going for about 6 months now, I guess. So we do it every Friday, this time at 10:30 in the morning Pacific, 12:30 Central, 1:30 Eastern. And this is we're rolling to our 6th month, I guess. We do this. Some weeks we have lots of people, other weeks it's a little quiet.
Even though you have an Aussie accent?
I'm in the US, yes.
Aha.
I don't have my flag up behind me like Will does, but I do have an Aussie accent. I'm based in the US. So it's not the middle of the night for me.
You're from the white planet, I can tell.
Yes. Whereabouts are you, David?
Well, I've spent 40 years in North America, so I know where you've come from. I just came back to care for some ailing parents here in the UK.
Uh-huh.
But back in Europe, it's quite a bit different, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And the pace of life is becoming more intriguing every time.
Mm-hmm.
It's more the fact that the technology that you and I are used to has just arrived here. It seems like we're behind.
Yeah.
The US, but I first emigrated in '74 to Canada and spent a decade in Silicon Valley. So very close to what you're up to. So are you based on the West Coast?
Yeah, I'm in Palm Springs, California. So, and Will's in St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, that's the place.
Yeah.
So do you get worldwide interest as yet? Is it still just a few people?
Sometimes we've got people all over the place. Sometimes it's just local. Sometimes it's a small event. Sometimes we have lots of people from everywhere. So we've had people from Africa, Pakistan jump in. We've had people from Germany and Sweden jump in. So yeah, it just can be. This is the cool thing. It's such a global community now.
Yeah,
you can really connect with anybody, anywhere, at any time.
So, is your impression that Facebook is going to topple Twitter, or is there a room for both?
As in the live chat stuff, you mean the live streaming stuff?
The live chats, yes, live feeds.
I'm not seeing any evidence of Facebook making any inroads against Periscope. Periscope and Twitter part of the same business, but I'm not seeing any inroads in Facebook making.
They're worried about it. I'm sensing.
I don't think so. Have you seen that, Will? Have you seen many live Facebook live videos coming up on your feed?
No. I think they're jealous, is what I meant.
Oh well, I mean, it's like any of these tech companies. Someone does something cool, they all go, "Hey, we want that too, and let's do it." You know, a year ago we had no thing apart from Google Hangouts. There was no live streaming sort of stuff. You had to do Google Hangouts from your desktop. Periscope came out. It might have been even Meerkat actually came out first.
Yes, I think it was.
Yeah, they came out at Southwest in Austin, South by Southwest.
Yeah, so Meerkat came out, and then suddenly within 3 weeks, Periscope was out. And then since then, we've had Blab, we've had Mevi, we've had other streaming apps. They've all just said, well, let's do it. Let's jump on board. So we're probably up to about 12 different live streaming apps all of a sudden in the space of a year. So some last and some don't. As a Meerkat, they've changed their business model. I don't think they're even going. I think they're even going to change the whole live streaming model. They're not even going to be doing live streaming like they used to.
I haven't heard the change being made.
Crazy.
So to you, Hangouts is dead, or is it just?
I use Hangouts every week. I use Hangouts from private membership, our private membership site. So when we're doing Hangouts for people, we use Hangouts. So I still use Hangouts. there's still some good features on Hangouts that we like.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on what you're doing and what you're using it for and how you're using it.
Sure.
I use Hangouts to do my webinars and things as well.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is new to me, but it's just the fact that I would probably choose to use Hangouts for a business application, and this is more.
Well, the thing about Hangouts is you've got to invite people, so it becomes a sort of a private thing. Whereas Blab, you can reach people that are randomly just searching for stuff. Like we put out a message today, and we get people that we wouldn't have got on our mailing list. You're not on my mailing list anywhere, I don't think. So this is the ability to reach people that you wouldn't ordinarily be able to reach. The same with it's like putting a podcast out on iTunes. You've got people who find you through iTunes because there's people there. You're in front of a market. Same reason Amazon does so well. You can sell books to people you've never heard of before because they're searching and because it's the marketplace. And this is what Blab's all about. It's what Periscope's all about. It's the ability to the cool thing is give people a notification on your phone to say, hey, this person started a Blab or this person's on Periscope. Oh, I didn't realize they were doing Periscope today. I'm going to jump on. Ordinarily, I'm doing something and it's interrupted my busyness, and I've wanted to go and see what they're doing. So that's the cool thing is we're now all attached to our cell phones and we're getting notifications there. Those notification things are gold right now.
Yeah. So there is there a business model here, do you think, for yourself to surround yourself with blogs every day?
I think it's not so much a business model as far as monetizing these go, but more about awareness, brand awareness. There's nothing stopping us putting a link right now. If I had a sales page, let's say we're talking about some great content, and I can put a sales page link on there, and it'll pop up, and people go to my sales page and buy whatever it is that I'm talking about. So it's a great platform. It's the same principle as an author goes to a bookstore for book signing. Why do they do that? They're not really there to sign things because they couldn't care about it. They're there to sell their books. Yeah. But it's the ability to get out in front and have a chat, meet and greet sort of thing. And I think Will said this, there's people doing book tours on Blab. Meet the author, have an interview with an author. And you want to buy a cheap book, here's his book, but here's a discount, here's the link, go and buy it from here. So there's definitely ways to do it. It's just a matter of being salesy or being
wouldn't it turn a lot of people off? I mean, half of these people would disappear if we started selling something.
But that's I guess that's just the nature of it. I guess the trick is not to annoy them, but to inspire them to say, hey, you want some more, here's where you go.
Yeah. So well, thanks David for jumping on today. We really appreciate it.
It's great. Cheers.
Yeah.
Good.
How do I get involved? How do I join the clan?
So if you follow us, just click on Will or myself, and you can follow us, and you'll get an update when we go live. But every Friday, our Friday at this time, at 10:30. So what's that about? What time is it for you now? 6:30, 7.
Yes, 7:12. Sorry.
7. So at 6:30 at night on Fridays for you. We'll be here again, and we do this every week, and we'd love you to join us.
I'll join you next week. A pleasure meeting you. Thanks.
Great. Awesome. Thanks, David. Thanks everyone else for joining us too. And as I said, next week we'll be here. We've got some brand new things that are happening, things you wouldn't even believe are about to happen. We don't even know it yet either, but we'll be there.
Cheers.
All right. Thanks, Will.
See everybody later.
See you later.
Bye-bye.